Welcome to Heart Alchemy Yoga. We are here at the Springs in downtown Los Angeles, California. My name is Raquel Jordan, and I teach here at the studio. And today I would like to share with all of you a practice. I like to call it my Chaturanga boot camp, where I will employ a couple of props in order to instruct proper alignment for Chaturanga. Chaturanga in the classroom is one of those poses where I tend to see common misalignments. And during these misalignments, the two areas of the body that are at risk for injury are the lower back and the shoulders. So today, you're going to need either 2 blocks. You can also, in place of the 2 blocks, you'll need either a rolled up thick towel, ideally, or a really dense pillow. You also can use 2 water bottles for the second exercise that we're going to be using for the blocks. The next prop that we'll need is a strap. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you can also get a belt or a scarf from your room. And the final prop, which is an option, I didn't choose to use it for myself because I don't have sensitive knees. But if you do have sensitive knees, you can grab an extra towel and you can lay it down in the middle of the mat for when we drop our knees to the floor. So with that, we'll get started. So as we begin, I'm going to have you set up your strap. So I just take my strap, I already have it looped. If you have a belt, you're going to have to see at first how wide or short you have to make it, but we want it to be shoulder width. So you're going to take the loop from shoulder to shoulder to roughly measure it out. And then I like to give it a final test by putting my arms through the strap, which is what you're actually going to do in the exercise. And then extend my arms out to straight like I was at the top of a push-up plank. Now you can see when I press my arms into the strap and I lift my sternum, my hands are slightly wider than my shoulders, so that tells me that I actually have to tighten the strap a little further. So I'm going to give it another go. And I'd say that this is the proper alignment. All right, so we're going to start by centering ourselves. So if you have your strap and you have it in place and you've done the exercise of putting your arms through the strap, you want to make sure that the strap is just above the elbows. No higher, no lower, just above the elbows. And then we're going to take a moment just to ground and center. So just close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, take a few deep breaths in through the nose, and then open the mouth, exhale it out. Take one more deep inhale through the nose, and open the mouth, exhale it out. And then slowly open your eyes. And we're going to start to incorporate the breath with the movement, which is vital in your yoga practice. So we're going to bring our arms forward, just like we did to test out the strap. And your palms are going to be facing forward, fingers spreading wide, super important. This active hand movement is essential for a very strong foundation in your plank and also your chaturanga. So you're going to bring your arms forward, take a deep inhale, lift your chest, and then as you exhale, draw your arms back into your shoulder sockets. So you're spreading wide across your collarbone. Then we're going to take another deep inhale, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, draw the elbows back towards your rib cage, keep the chest lifting. So we're just practicing chaturanga arms here. Inhale, bring the arms forward. Exhale to draw the elbows back towards the rib cage. Keep your chest lifted. One more time. Inhale forward. And then exhale, draw them back. Now we're we're going to take the strap off, and we're going to turn ourselves around, grab your blocks. We're going to make our way into tabletop position. So you're going to put the strap again around the arms, just above the elbows. And then you're going to take your block or a rolled up towel or blanket, and you're going to place it at the very top of your thighs. And then you're going to come down with your hands underneath your shoulders, knees hip width apart. And we're going to take a few cat-cows. With an inhale, you're going to lift your chest, spread wide across your collarbone. Let the belly slightly drop. Then as you exhale, you're going to squeeze the outer hips in towards the block. So squeeze the block and then round the upper back, lifting the rib cage into the back body. A few more times. Inhale. And then exhale. Squeeze the block with the outer hips. And then one more. Inhale. And then squeeze the block with the outer hips. Now you're going to lift your belly button in towards your back body. You're going to hold here in your scary cat. We're going to work on strengthening the core. So press the tops of the feet and your shins into the mat. And then with an inhale, lift your kneecaps no more than about an inch off of the floor. And we're going to hold for 25 seconds. Keep drawing the belly button in towards the spine and rounding the upper back. Ten more seconds, so keep lifting the rib cage. If you need to drop your knees for a second, that's okay. Just make sure you lift them back up again as soon as you can. And then keep the lift in the lower abdomen. You're going to curl your toes, press your thighs back, downward facing dog. Feel free to bend your knees a little bit, pedal the feet. Now from here, my fingers are spreading wide, and I'm spinning the outer shoulders open. I'm going to inhale, shift my weight forward, coming into the top of a push-up plank. Squeeze the block with the outer hips. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again, come into plank, top of a push-up. You're going to keep your chest lifted, engaging your core. Squeeze the outer hips in towards the block. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, plank. This time, as you exhale, you're going to drop your knees. You're going to tuck your pelvis, lift your chest. Keep engaging your core. As you exhale, bend your elbows in towards your rib cage. And then inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank. We're going to practice that 2 more times. Exhale, drop your knees. You're going to tuck your pelvis, lift your chest. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, press back up. And downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, drop your knees. Tuck your pelvis, lower. Inhale, press back up. And downward facing dog. Go ahead and drop your knees if you need. Take the block out from between your legs. Big toes together, knees apart. Just take a few seconds for child's pose. And then inhale, roll back up. We're going to take it to the next level. I think I need to tighten my strap a little bit. So you'll feel it when your arms are engaged. If your strap still feels loose, that's a good indication that you want to tighten it. So we're going to practice this again. Take the block between the thighs. This time we're going to take a full chaturanga. But first, I want to continue to fire up that core, which is key for this pose. So you're going to come down into your forearms. Have your thumbs pointing towards one another, and spin the inner edges of your wrists down to the ground. And then we're going to slowly bring our legs back with the block, coming into forearm plank. Squeeze the block with the outer hips. You want to imagine you're hooking your tailbone into your body, and then start to reach your heart forward. Take a few breaths here. Keep the back of the neck long and soft. Five more seconds. If you're getting the shakes, that's a good thing. And then exhale, drop your knees. And press your arms back up to tabletop. So remember those muscles that were engaged. We're going to start to fire those up in the full pose. So you're going to come into plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. And the strap is going to hold your elbows in. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to do that 2 more times. And I want you to pay attention to how much my legs are engaged and lifting of the chest, engaging the core. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. And then go ahead and drop your knees again. Take the block out from between your legs. You can take the strap off. Big toes together, knees apart. Take a moment for child's pose. Inhale, roll yourself up. And now for the final variation in working chaturanga, I'm going to have both blocks. The other option is water bottles about this height. So I'd say this is roughly about 8, no more than 8 to 10 inches, probably 8 inches more. So go that high with your water bottles if that's what you're going to be using. And in this case, we're going to work on the height of the shoulders when you lower down in chaturanga. So we're going to come into plank. You're going to shift your weight forward. You're going to tap the blocks with your shoulders. This is teaching the shoulders not to slope forward or drop forward, which tends to cause injury. So we're going to come into plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Keep the chest lifted. Exhale, lower and tap. Inhale, come back up. And downward facing dog. So we're going to do that same thing 2 more times. And of course, at home, you can do this as many times as you wish until you feel comfortable. Now notice I don't have the strap on anymore and I don't have the block. So my legs still have to work and my elbows still hug in. Now move with me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And go ahead and drop your knees for the final child's pose. Slowly lift your head. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. We'll come back around and close by sitting in a comfortable cross-legged position. We've worked so hard on our core. It should be easy to find our center now. So we'll go ahead and close our eyes, lift up nice and tall, and we'll close just as we began. Taking a deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale it out. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you were just taught, please subscribe to youtube.com/heartalchemyyoga. You may also leave a comment if you have any questions. Feel free to repost this video tutorial. And if you need to get a hold of me, or if you'd like to get a hold of me in Los Angeles, please go to raqueljordanyoga.com. Again, it's raqueljordanyoga.com. And this is Heart Alchemy Yoga. Namaste.